I'm here in Boca Chica, Texas at Starbase. Man, I love saying that. Everybody knows that SpaceX is trying to take people to Mars, the moon, and all over outer space. But what people often ignore is the efforts they're making here on Earth to figure out affordable housing solutions. Much of this pursuit is probably because people still need housing on Mars, and much of the needs are the same, minus the radiation and needing to find a way to get oxygen inside. Engineers at SpaceX have been working on figuring out affordable housing solutions here in Boca Chica village. Yesterday, I walked around this small town and I learned all kinds of exciting things from modular houses and even what looks like some other startups that have demonstrated their technology in this region. We'll try to see what we can learn here in Boca Chica village and touch on all those things I described in this video. They really have a ton of these Airstream units. I'll show you even more over there. I think they might be using them for maybe onboarding or temporary housing. It's a good solution if you need a lot of people here and you don't have time to build enough homes. You can put them in an Airstream. This multi-unit building here next to the 3D printed addition to the hub features the Tesla solar roof that many of the other homes in this block also have. This is a demonstration of the efforts Tesla is putting into housing already today on the ground. Actually, SpaceX, not Tesla. It seems every house in this block is outfitted with a Tesla solar wall. This one also has the Tesla power. I wonder if any of them feature the Tesla HVAC. Check out all these Airstreamers. There are so freaking many of them. With all these different types of construction projects in one small region, and so many of these Airstream units, it makes me think that SpaceX did all the research and figured out this is the most affordable way to house their employees, at least here on Earth for the time being. They won't be able to put these in that rocket ship and shoot it up to Mars, so I'm sure they're still hard at work trying to figure out solutions, affordable housing both here on Earth and for Mars. Well, I think this is as far as we can go. There's private property over there, private property over there. It's kind of a dead end, but I can't believe how close I'm able to get to this rocket ship. It's so cool. It looks like this is where SpaceX does a lot of its testing for affordable housing units. As you can see, there's all kinds of units. Some haven't even been built yet, including these double-wide trailer homes that I'm sure they picked due to their extreme cost effectiveness relative to non-prefabricated solutions. Remember, Elon Musk always thinks at scale, and so building one home isn't really of much interest to him unless it can be scaled to the masses. These homes seem to be modifications of the existing houses on Boca Chica. Tesla hasn't managed to purchase all of them. It's obvious which homes are owned by SpaceX because they're testing the residential applications of their technologies. Here's the 3D printed addition to the hub break room. It's still in progress, so there were some trucks covering the building. The next day I got a little closer look, but last time I was here I was instructed not to go beyond the gate there, so I respected their wishes and boundaries. I know it's probably frustrating for you guys not to be able to see more of the 3D printed construction since that's the main focus of this channel, but until we get permission, I'm not going to go in there because I don't want to do any trespassing. If someone from SpaceX sees this and could help me coordinate a visit, I would greatly appreciate it. The next thing I'm going to show you isn't even built yet. Maybe we can crowdsource and figure out exactly what it is. These plastic covered pallets are labeled as SpaceX houses. At least 4 of them. I'm not sure if it's a product built by SpaceX and shipped here or a product built by another company and sent to SpaceX as a customer, but I'll certainly be coming back to check the progress and see what they become. Make sure to subscribe to my channel so you don't miss anything I might find out. I'm sure there will be no shortage of developments in the near future from this site, and I'll make sure to check back pretty often. From this side you can see the blackened portion of the rocket. This is because on re-entry there's an incredible amount of friction in the atmosphere and it physically burns the steel, the 30 times cold rolled stainless steel on the exterior of the spaceship. This is the same steel that they're going to use on the Cybertruck. From this angle it's easier to see the booster, I think it's called, that the rocket will be attached to. Together it's going to be such a huge structure capable of bringing many tons of material into outer space at a drastically decreased cost than was ever possible before. It's going to be fascinating to see how the universe changes, I can't even say the world anymore, when private companies are able to go back and forth from Mars to Earth. If the government can't get to Mars, who's going to be in charge of making the rules? In a string of recent interviews, ex-Tesla employee Joe Justice has been talking about what makes Tesla so efficient. They don't work on just creating the best product. They work on creating the best systems to build the best product, and their number one concern is pace of innovation. They should be able to make a new model in 1 second for $1. What makes the other companies so slow and poor competitors is because it takes them 10 years to do a new iteration of a vehicle, oftentimes costing them $10 to $100 million. Tesla will do a completely new iteration of a vehicle, changing the shape of the metal in a 3-hour project. So it's impossible for the other companies to catch up unless they completely gut their entire systems in terms of Agile, Scrum, the waterfall method. They need to introduce this goal of pace of innovation as the most important metric. I would love to see the results of all the construction projects Tesla, SpaceX is testing in Boca Chica. It'll be fascinating to understand how their cinder block projects compare to their prefab projects, compare to the stick-built projects, compared to the 3D printed addition they did to the hub building. Even though I did take a picture of what seemed like a really interesting modular house, I'm not going to share that image out of respect for Elon's privacy. I don't think his address is public, and I'm sure so many people would bother him. So out of respect for the man's privacy, we're going to leave the details of that imagery to your imagination. But I did see what strongly resembled a boxable house. These $50,000 modular units can unfold from the back of a truck. I actually visited their manufacturing facility in Vegas with their CEO Galliano Tirmani and his father Paolo Tirmani. I wouldn't be surprised if Tesla had bought one of these units to experiment with its versatility and viability versus the other methods that we've seen them experimenting with. However, it also wouldn't surprise me if Tesla simply copied them to figure out what it took to build something like this. I really believe that Musk companies will have a tremendously positive impact on the entire world going forward by creating innovations that will provide more value to more people. Musk isn't a nationalist. He has factories all over, and I truly believe he has the best intentions for the world at heart. So it's inspiring to me to see his companies getting involved with automated construction and affordable housing. By contributing their engineering efforts towards this, it could unlock a ton of additional human potential in the world for people who previously had to concern themselves with less important things. The more people on Earth who have everything they need to survive, the more productive we can be as people start to focus on issues beyond just feeding themselves and having a roof over their heads. The benefits of these kind of innovations are compounding because the more you improve the innovations and automation in society, the more people become available to contribute more to this work. It's really a cycle that could make the next coming decades the most innovative in all of human history. Sometimes I just think to myself how grateful I am to be born into this day and age with so many incredible technological feats happening all around us. This video is sponsored by Ventures Equipment. Ventures Equipment is a concrete mixer, pump, and silo solutions provider. By having a system that's highly adjustable and capable of running full-size aggregates, they're really positioning themselves to be a huge player in the industry when this technology really takes off. I really wonder if they own this dilapidated building here. It's really old, some of the concrete's cracked. I guess they can't really make use of it, but a lot of times it's cheaper to recycle what already exists rather than build anything from scratch.